Hello everyone, this is Mitali again. As we were discussing about GRE and everything, we are done with it, and now it's time to begin with the very first topic which comes in our way in GRE. Of course, not to start with the very basic things. So let's get started with speed, time, and distance, which is we are aware of speed, time, and distance more of, and we are till now we are dealing with speed, time, and distance every single day. So yeah, I believe that it is just about the speeds, times, and distances of any body, of any object, of anything. So rather than waiting for more, let's start. So what is speed? Speed is something which is called as rate at which a body or an object travels to cover certain distance. And that's nothing but speed of that body. Now, speed is also called as a distance covered by an object in unit time, which is generally measured in meter per second, or maybe you can even measure it in kilometer per hour. Uh, in case the question is about the question is about kilometer per hour and the options available are in meter per second, then you have to convert the entire value into desired uh, of course in desired units. Okay, in the required units you always have to convert it down. Okay, now therefore speed is equal to distance traveled by time. Now what is time? Time is nothing but the duration, which is in hours, minutes, or seconds, to wherein the body is spending to cover that certain distance, and that is nothing but the time. Okay. Now it is generally measured in seconds. In case it is given in hours, you have to convert. If it is required for the for the answer, then only you have to convert. Not always there is a need of converting it. Okay. Now time is equal to distance traveled by speed. Now what is distance? I believe that you please write down the formulas, because these formulas are very basics, but we have to keep this thing in mind so that we'll have by the end of all the sessions we'll have a good list of formulas which we can go through any which ways. Okay. Now, what is distance? Distance is the length of the path traveled by an object. Now, that path could be from source to destination or from anywhere, point A to point B as well, but that path could be anything. A object or a person between two places is known as the distance. Now, it is generally measured in meters. Therefore, distance is equal to speed into time. So let's apply the formulas and try solving out the examples. Okay. So here comes your first example, wherein a car is covering 125 kilometer in 5 hours. Then we have to find the speed of the car. So let's try finding this out and let's try solving this as well. So look at this. To find the speed of the car, what is the formula for finding the speed? Formula for finding the speed is equal to distance by time. So here distance is nothing but 125 and time is 5 hours. So 125 divided by 5 will give you answer as 25 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is how we find the speed of any object. Now the speed of car would be 25 kilometer per hour. Now let's get on to the next question. The next question says a train covers a distance of 200 kilometer with a speed of 10 kilometer per hour. So, what would be the time taken by the train to cover this distance? Now, there was a formula for time as well. Time is equal to distance by speed, which is nothing but here the distance is 200 kilometer and speed is 10 kilometer per hour. So that is nothing but 20 hours. Okay, so time taken by the train to cover 200 kilometers would be 20 hours. Now let's get on to the next question. A bike crosses a bridge with a speed of 108 km per hour. What will be the length of the bridge if the bike takes 8 hours to cross the bridge? Now we have to find the distance. So distance is equal to speed into time. So now speed is 108 and time is 8 hours, which is equal to 108 into 8, 864 kilometer per hour. So 108 into 8 would be 864 kilometer per hour, and that is the length of, kilometer, and that is the length of the bridge. Okay. Now, if at all one is asking you to convert units from kilometer per hour to meter per second, or vice versa, that is meter per second to kilometer per hour, then 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So, okay, if the question is about asking convert a kilometer per hour into meter per second, then a into 1000 by 3600 meter per second will give you answer as 5a by 18 meter per second. 5 into a by 18 meter per second. And if you need to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour, then you have to multiply it by 18 by 5. So your answer would be 18 into a by 5 kilometer per hour. So these were the conversions. Now let us get on to the examples of it. Okay. Convert 72 kilometer per hour into meter per second. Now here, from kilometer per hour to meter per second, we have to do 5 by 18. So, which would be equal to 72 into 5 by 18. 72 into 5 by 18 will give you answer as 18 and 72 will get divided by, I guess, by 4. Yes. So, that would be 4 into 5. 4 into 5 matlab that's 20 meter per second. 20 meter per second. Okay. So kilometer per hour, 72 kilometer per hour is 20 meter per second. Okay, now let's get on to the another example. Okay. Now we have to convert here meter per second to kilometer per hour. So which is again 25 into 18 by 5. Do not forget this. We are multiplying 5 by 18 and 18 by 5 both. So in case kilometer per hour is there and you have to convert it into meter per second, you have to multiply the value with 5 by 18. And if the question is having the value of meter per second and it is asking in kilometer per hour, then you have to multiply it with 18 by 5. Now here, this will be 5 into 18. 5 into 18, which is equal to how this 5 came. So 5 into 5 and 25. So 25 is the fifth multiple of 5, so that 5 into 18. Okay, do not forget to keep multiples in mind. How many multiples are there, vagera, vagera. So, because those will help you. And again, if there are smaller calculations, go with oral calculation because it will reduce your time. I mean, it will save your time when it comes to calculation. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason. So it will become 90 kilometer per hour. Okay? 18 into 5 is nothing but 90. Okay. Are there any doubts?
No, ma'am. So far, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's get on to a question which is this. Okay. Speed of a bus is 72 kilometer per hour, and what distance will the bus cover in 5 seconds? So now let's see what all things are given and how would we be finding. Speed is given, which is nothing but 72 kilometer per hour, and time is also given, which is 5 seconds. Okay. Now, now what we need to do? We need to convert speed into meter per second, uh, and then we have to go to find the distance. So while converting speed, what we have to do? Speed will get converted. So 72 into, of course, there is kilometer per hour, so 5 by 18 will be there. So here, this will become 20 meter per second. And now this is the speed. Okay, now this is your speed, new speed after converting it into meter per second. So we can go for straight finding the distance. Distance is equal to speed into time. So 20 into 5 will give me answer as 100 meter. Okay, so 20 meter per second into 5 seconds, so the answer would be 100 meters. Okay, so distance is nothing but 100 meters. Now let's get on to the another thing. Okay, I believe now this is clear till now. And what is there next? Look at this. Now this is something which is different from whatever we have studied till now. At times, if the question says the speed, I mean, if there are two different distances given in the question, if there are two different times are given in the question, or maybe one single time is mentioned, or maybe if at times one distance is mentioned, so in that case, and the question is saying that speed will be uniform or speed is constant, then what? I mean, two different things would be there, and one thing obviously we need to find. In that case, if the speed is kept constant, then the distance covered by that object will be directly proportional with the time. Okay, so distance is directly proportional with the time, wherein the speed is kept constant. Okay, or speed is uniform. So here the ratio will become d1 by t1 or is equal to d2 by t2. So as I was telling you, two different speeds are given or two different times are given, and you have to find one thing out of everything. So then you have to go with this kind of ratio, wherein d1 by t1 is equal to d2 by t2. Now, in what case? When the speed is kept constant, okay, or uniform. Now, when it comes to keeping the speed constant, you have to remember one thing. that your distance and time ka ratio will always be there, even if the speed is not given, or even the thing is mentioned that, I mean, even if the speed is mentioned or not. Okay. If the speed is mentioned, then you have to subtract these equations. Of course, these ratios you have to subtract. And if the speed is not mentioned, then go with equaling or equalizing both of them. Okay, now look at this. This question says a person covers 20 into 2 by 5 kilometer per hour kilometer in 3 hours. So what distance will he cover in 5 hours? We are having distance, we are having time, and we are having another time as well. How would we be solving it? Here, there is no mention of speed, there is nothing at all. So then, in that case, we'll be applying that speed is constant or uniform in both the cases, and you have to go with this. Okay, so here d1 by t1 is equal to d2 by t2. Okay, now what is d1? d1 is 20 into 2 by 5. So now if I'll be converting this thing, then I'll get answer as 102 by 5 kilometer per hour. Okay, and I mean, if at all I am converting this. So, okay, is nothing but 102 kilometer per hour, 102 by 5 kilometer per hour. So, look at this. D1 is given, that is 102 by 5, and T1 is there. So, let's just write this down. D1, we have to find distance. Again, we have to find the distance. That means D2 we have to find, which is equal to 3 hours. T1 is 3 hours, and T2 is equal to 5 hours. Okay, so these many things are given. So now let's get on to solving this. 102 by 5 divided by 3 is equal to question mark divided by 5. Why I've kept question mark? Because I mean, we have to find that place out. So, okay. Now the equation will become 102 by 5 into 5. Sorry. Yes. Okay. By 3. Okay. So these 5s will get cancelled off. 102 divided by 3. 102 divided by 3 will give me answer as 34 kilometer per hour. Okay.
Ma'am, in this, when the fraction is getting multiplied, 3 will go and get multiplied by 102, right?
No.
So it
No.
is 102 by 5 and
Actually,
divided by
this will.
3.
Okay. Actually, see, I'll explain this. Okay, I understood your question. 102 and 5. Okay, and let me write this down as यहाँ पे there will be 3. Okay, and here it will get multiplied with 5. क्योंकि the 5 and 3 here, what is there, these 5 and 3 are in the denominator, so these will get multiplied, and wherein in ye wala 5 will get multiplied with 102, so that is why. Okay, so rather writing it here, I'll be writing it down here. Okay, Yeah, this is how it would be. So 5 and 5 will get cancelled off, and that is why 102 divided by 3. So we'll get answer as 134 kilometer. So distance which the person will cover in 5 hours, so that would be 34 kilometer. So this much distance he will cover in 5 hours. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. I was calculating it in different styles, so maybe I got confused.
Okay. So because these two things are in denominator, so these will get multiplied. So yeah, that's what happened here. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Now, as in we have kept speed constant, so there might be chances of keeping the time constant as well. So in that case, what will happen? If the time is kept constant, then the distance covered by any object is directly proportional with the speed. Okay, so distance will get proportional with the speed if the time is constant or the uniform time is there. So then the our ratios will become d1 by s1 is equal to d2 by s2, and the time will be constant. Okay. So on the basis of this, let's get on and solve an example. Okay. So here is the example which says a person covers a distance of 12 kilometer while walking with a speed of 4 kilometer per hour. Okay. Okay. This is the speed and distance is also given. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, how much distance will he cover? We have to find distance again if the speed will be 6 kilometer per hour. Okay. So speed, second speed is also given. Okay. Here there is no need of converting anything because there are straight values given. So we'll just solve with the equation. Okay. The equation says d1 by s1 is equal to d2 by s2. Okay. So now d1 is 12 and s1 is 4, which is equal to question mark by 6. Okay, let's just multiply it. 12 into 6 by 4, which is equal to 12 into 6 by 4 will give me answer as 18. Because 4 and 12, like 12 is the third multiple of 4, 3 into 6 would be 18. So 18 kilometer per hour would be the answer. Sorry, 18 kilometer would be the answer. So this is the distance which he will cover in the same time at the speed of 6 kilometer per hour. As in he was covering 12 kilometer while walking with the speed of 4, so that if he will start walking with the speed of 6 kilometer per hour, so he will be covering 18 kilometers. Okay. Now let's get on with the another thing wherein we have seen distance, sorry, we have seen speed and time constant. So now it is time to see what will happen if your distance is kept constant. Now look at this. If your distance is kept constant, then the speed of a body is inversely proportional with the time. Okay. If at all your distance is kept constant or any which ways, speed is inversely proportional with the time. Okay. So here the equation or the ratio will become S1 into T1 is equal to S2 into T2. Distance is kept constant. If the ratio of the now look at this, there is a note. If the ratio of the speeds of two objects is x is to y, if the ratio of speeds are x is to y, then to cover the same distance, the ratio of time taken will be y is to x. Okay, y is to x would be the time taken by any of the objects, and the speed would be x is to y. Okay, now look at this question, which says a person covers a certain distance with a speed of 18 kilometer per hour in 8 minutes. Okay, the person is covering 18 kilometer per hour in 8 minutes. Okay, if he wants to cover the same distance in 6 minutes, so what should be his speed? Let's try solving. Okay, now the time is given in minutes. So what will happen? Okay, now look at this. Speed is given. Okay, only one speed is given and time is also given. So we have to find out how much would be the speed here. So then it would become, sorry, if I'll be converting this into, of course, into hours, then how much it would it be? Sorry. Now look at this. See, uh, 8 minutes is equal to 8 by 60 hour. How 8 by 60 hour? 8 minute, and in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. So this would be it. Okay. Now similarly for the another thing, of course 6 minutes ke liye it will become 6 by 60. So which is equal to 1 by 10 hour. Okay. This is your time 1 and this is your time 2. Okay. And the speed is given as 18 kilometer per hour. Okay. So let me just write it down. 18 kilometer per hour. Now look at this. S1 by T1 and S2 by S2 into T2. S1 T1 is equal to S2 T2, which is equal to S1 is 18 into 8 by 60, which is equal to question mark into 1 by 10. Okay, so now 18 into 8 by 60 is equal to this. So it will become 12 by 5. Okay, 12 by 5 is equal to 1 by 10. Okay, and uh, simply, of course, it would be their multiplication method. Okay, so now look at this. This 1 by 12, here it will get multiplied with 12 by 5. So this will become 12 into 10 by 5, because 1 will get obviously will get multiplied with 5. So that it would become 120 divided by 5, which is nothing but 120 divided by 5, it would be 24 kilometer per hour. Okay, so this is how we have to calculate. Look at this, what I've done. So 18 was the first speed and time was given. Okay, we have converted time. Okay, now here as well, because see, rather we can convert it into uh, seconds. We have converted into hours, so this has become the hours thing. Okay, so here as well we have done the same thing. Now look at this. We have just kept it in the equations and we have tried solving it. Now 18 and 18 multiplied by 8 divided by 60. Of course, it will get reduced. Okay, so we have reduced it, and now once we are done with reducing it, we have got the answer as 12 by 5, and here it was 1 by 10. So if we are taking 1 by 10 to right left hand side, then we have to multiply 12 into 10 by 5. That is 120 by 5, and so our answer is 24 by 24 kilometer per hour. Okay. Uh, we are done with this question. Are you having any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, better.
Ma'am, one question, like, are we getting similar questions in exam also?
No, of course not similar questions, but yes, kind of questions would be same. Okay, the examples which we are covering right from the lower level difficulty questions to the higher level difficulty questions, we all will be covering. We will be covering all kind of questions. Okay, so no matter what question will come up, you will able to answer it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay. Now let's get on to the next thing. Now, at times there will be questions based on relative speeds. So, if at all there are two different bodies given moving with a speed of two bodies, that is A and B, are moving with the speed of A kilometer per hour and B kilometer per hour respectively, then the relative speeds of two bodies will be, if both are the bodies are moving in the same direction, then their relative speeds will get added. Will get subtracted. Okay. If they are moving in the same direction, then the relative speed will get subtracted. That is A kilometer per hour minus B kilometer per hour. Okay, and if at all the objects are moving in two different directions, then we have to add the speeds of both. Okay, add the speeds of both, that means A plus B kilometer per hour. Now this will remain same in case if there is any kind of train problem. If there is any kind of train problem, so then this thing, that is relative speed, will remain same. Okay, how? If two trains are moving in the same direction, obviously we will be subtracting the speeds of the train. Okay, and if the trains are moving in the opposite direction, then we have to add the speeds of both. Okay, so these things would be there. So please keep this thing in mind. No matter whether it is talking about any object or it is talking about train, relative speed will be same. Okay, but there is an application of speed, time, and distance named boats and streams. So in boats and stream, this thing will get, I mean, will change. Okay, so how will it change? I'll tell you. Don't worry. Okay, now look at this. There is an example. Just to make you people understand, we are taking examples on the basis of everything. So this is an example wherein two person are moving in the direction opposite to each other. The speeds of both the person are 5 kilometer and 3 kilometer respectively. So find the relative speed of two person in respect of each other. Both are moving in the direction opposite to each other. So, okay, look at this. Moving in the direction opposite to each other. It is mentioned in the question, okay? And the speeds are given. So, in case if we want to find the relative speed of two objects and if they are moving in the opposite direction, what do? We do add both of the speeds. So, here relative speed will be equal to 5 plus 3 kilometer per hour. Okay, which is nothing but 8 kilometer per hour. Yeah, this is how simple is it. Okay, now look at this one. Two trains are running in the same direction. Okay, two trains are running in the same direction. The speed of two trains are 5 kilometer per hour and 15 kilometer per hour respectively. So what will be the relative speed of the second train with respect to the first? Okay. Now they are asking for the relative speed of second train with respect to first. So here, because both are moving in the same direction, we have to subtract the speed, and it is saying that second train ke mukable what is the speed of first train. So in that case 15 minus 5 kilometer per hour, so this will become 10 kilometer per hour. Simple. Okay, because second train ka speed was 15 kilometer per hour and first train ka speed was 5 kilometer per hour. So this is the speed and the answer. Okay, now let's move a little more ahead. Now, if at all average speed is asked, okay, if the question is about finding the average speed of the whole journey or of whole, of anything, then in that case, what will happen? Okay, let's read it out. When a body travels with different speeds of different durations, then the average speed of that body for the complete journey is defined as the total distance covered by the body divided by the total time taken to cover the distance. Okay. Now, if it is asked about complete journey, then we have to keep this thing in mind that there might be more than two different speeds will be there, or maybe distance will be more, or maybe even times would be more. Okay, now let's this formula will remain same. Speed, as in the speed was equal to distance by time, so here as well will be same. Okay, average speed will be total distance covered by a body by total time taken by the body. Okay, now let's get on to the example of it to understand it in a more better way. Okay, look at this. A person covers a distance of 20 kilometer by bus in 35 minutes. 20 kilometer, 35 minutes, and that too by bus. Okay, now look at this. After deboarding, after deboarding the bus, he took rest for 20 minutes and covers another 10 kilometer by a taxi. Okay. Okay. After deboarding, he took rest for 20 minutes and then he traveled 10 kilometer by taxi in 20 minutes. So find the speed of the entire journey. We have to find the entire journey ka speed. How much would it be? Okay, let's find out. Okay. Distance. Total distance is equal to this much and 10 kilometer. That means 20 plus 10. kilometer was the distance, total time will be equal to 35 minutes, 20 minutes and 20 minutes. Okay. 35 plus 20 plus 20. This will become 35 plus 20 plus 20 will be 75 minutes. Okay. So now 75 divided by 60 will give me answer as 5 by 4 hours. 5 by 4 hours. Okay. Because this is the fifth multiple of 15 and this is the fourth multiple of 15, so that 5 by 4 is the answer. Okay, now look at this average speed. 30 divided by, because as in we were aware ki total distance by total time. So here total time is nothing but 5 by 4, which is equal to 30 into 4 by 5. Okay, 30 into 4 by 5. Obviously 4 will get multiplied with 30. So here it would become 30 into 4 by 5 करना है तो this will become 24 kilometer per hour. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the only speed. That's the average speed for the whole journey. The entire journey was of 75 minutes and the thing was 30 kilometer per hour. And though he has rested for 20 minutes, we have to add the time as well because he has rested in between the journey. Okay. If at all he might have rested after the journey, after covering the entire 30 kilometer ka journey, then we wouldn't have added it. But now here it is there in between, so that we have added that thing as well. So this is the speed, average speed. Okay, now there is another question. Okay, the question is, if a person covers 40 kilometer at a speed of 10 kilometer per hour by a cycle, 25 kilometer at 5 kilometer per hour on foot, and another 100 kilometer at 50 kilometer per hour by bus. So find the average speed for his whole journey. Okay. Now here are distances also given and speeds are also given. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's find out how many distances are there. I mean, okay, how much is the total distance? Total distance is equal to 40 plus 25 kilometer by foot and plus 100 kilometer. So this will become 165 kilometer per hour. Sorry, kilometer. Now look at this. Now there are speeds given and we have to find the average speed of the entire journey. So better than, I mean, can we please convert these things? I mean, we can find out the time required for the first journey. So T1 is equal to 40 and speed was 10. So this will become 4 kilometer per hour. Sorry, 4 hour. T2 is equal to 25 by 5, which is nothing but 5 hours. T3 is equal to 100 by 50, which is nothing but 2 hours. Okay, so T1 plus T2 plus T3 will give me answer as complete total time, which is equal to 4 plus 5 plus 2 is nothing but 11 hours. Okay, so total time is 11 hours. Total time is 11 hours. Okay, now speed. Speed is equal to 165 kilometer per hour by 11 hours. So after calculating this, we will get our answer as 165 divided by 5, 165 divided by 11. So that is nothing but I believe 15 kilometer per hour. Okay. So 15 kilometer is the entire average speed of whole journey. Okay. Here what I did, distance by speed, and distance by speed is nothing but a formula for T1 plus T2 plus okay. And average speed of the entire journey would be 15 kilometer per hour. Okay. So average speed would be this. Okay. Now, next question. Wherein the question says Shantanu covers a certain distance by car driving at 35 kilometer per hour. Okay. He returns back to the starting point riding a scooter with the speed of 25 kilometer per hour. So find the average speed of the whole journey. Okay. Okay. Now here there is no distance mentioned, but there is only speeds mentioned. How would we be able to find it out? Now look at this. If at all I'll be solving this question, then how? Certain distance they are saying. Certain distance, why don't we consider distance as d? Distance as d. Let's consider distance as d. First, the speed is given, so I'll be just writing down s1 is equal to 35 and s2 is equal to 25 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now, see, at least we can find out the time required for the, time required in first case wherein he was traveling by car and the another case. Okay. So time is equal to distance by S1. S1 is 35 and T2, which is equal to D by 25. Okay. Now average speed we have to find out. So what can be done? So speed ka formula is distance by time. So distance by T1 plus distance by T2. Let's try solving this. D plus D will become 2D by D by 35 plus D by 25. Okay, so by just cross multiplying, we can find out the answer. Okay, now if at all I'll be doing cross multiplication, then this will become 35 into 25 by 35 plus 25. Okay, so this will become D's and D's will get cancelled off. Do not forget because D's are there in here as well and D's are here in denominator as well. So rather I would write 1 by 35, and here I'll write 1 by 25, because these constant for in both the cases. So this will become 2 into 35 into 25 divided by 35 plus 25, which is equal to into 35 is 70, 70 into 25 divided by 60. 70 into 25 would be 1750, and divided by 60, that will give me answer as 29.167. Okay, so here the answer would be 29.167 kilometer per hour. Okay, so this is how it would be. Look at this. Speeds and everything are given. We have done just a cross multiplication. Okay, if we are doing the cross multiplication of these ones, so look at this. This will become 35 plus 25 divided by 35 into 25, and it will come in the numerator. So this will be the answer. Okay. Now let us get on to the another question. Here there is another way of solving the same question. Okay. If at all I'll be solving the same question, there is another way. Okay. Okay. Average speed is equal to, because average speed we have to find, so it will become 2 into AB by A plus B. Now what is this A and B? A is the speed of one object and B is the speed of another object. Okay, so if at all we'll be going this way as well, so 2 into first ka speed there was 35 and second ka speed there was 25. Okay. 35 into 25 and divided by 35 plus 25, which is again nothing but 29.167. 29.167 kilometer per hour. Okay. So this is the another way of solving. Now let's get on to the another example. Look at this. A person covers half of his journey at 30 km per hour and one third at 40 km per hour, and rest of his journey at 20 km per hour. So find the average speed of the entire journey. Okay. So now in this case, if at all we will be solving this kind of things, then first half of journey. Okay. Entire journey was one. So entire journey was one minus half he was saying, so 1 by 2. Okay, let me just put on a bracket, and another one third. Okay, one third matlab minus 1 by 3. Okay, so that the another rest. Okay, the another rest would be this rest of his journey, they were saying, no, so this rest of his journey would be, how much would it be? So this will become 1 by 6. Okay, 1 by 6 of his journey. Okay, the rest of his journey would be 1 by 6. So now the average speed we have to find. Okay, distance is not given. We are already remained with speeds. So let's just find out. If at all I'll be converting this one, then how much would it be? Half of the journey. That means 1 by 2 by 30. So rather, what I can do here, it would be 1 by 2 into 30. Sorry, 1 by 2 into 30 will be the answer. So that will become 1 by 60. Half of the journey. 1 by 2 by 60. Speed 1. Sorry, 30. Speed 1. This is speed 1. Okay. This will become 1 by 60. Speed 2. This will become 1 by 3 by 40. So this will become 1 by 20. Sorry, 1 by 120. And speed 3 will become 1 by 6 by 20, which is nothing but 1 by 120 again. Okay, now we have to find the average speed of it, of the entire journey. So entire journey के लिए distance is 1, complete 1, because this is the complete distance, this is half of it, this is 1/3 of it, and the rest मतलब remaining जो था, that was 1 by 6. So complete D is this. Now times. So this will become, of course, 1 by 60 plus 1 by 120 plus 1 by 120 only. Okay, so if at all we will be solving this thing, then we will get our answer as um, cross multiplication 1 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 1 divided by 120. Okay, now 60 and 120, of course, 120 is the second multiple of 60, would be 2. 120 by 120 will be 1, and 120 by 120 again will be 1. So 120 is the LCM of it, and 2 plus 1 will be the thing. Now look at this. This will become 120 divided by 4. Okay. So our average speed of the entire journey would be 30 kilometer per hour. Okay. So this is how we will be finding out. And that's what we have done. Half of his journey, 30 kilometer, we have done the time. Sorry, this is the time. Second, this must be time 2, and this must be time 3. So speed will be, of course, the entire journey is of 1. First case में speed, second case में speed, and third case में speed. So that's what we have done. This complete divide, this is nothing but the complete division, so that we are keeping it in the brackets, so that it will be easier to understand. Okay, now let's move. This is another question which says Ashutosh covers a certain distance between his home and college by cycle. Certain distance? Okay. Having an average speed of 30 kilometer per hour, he is late by 20 minutes. If at all he is having speed of 30 kilometer and through the entire journey, then he is late by 20 minutes. And however, with the speed of 40 kilometer, he reaches college 10 minutes earlier. Okay. So find the distance between his house and the college. We have to find the distance. Okay. Now look at this here. Entire time 20 and 10. So time will be 20 plus 10, which is nothing but 30 minutes. Because time is given, we have to find out the entire journey. I mean, distance between the college and home. So there are two different speeds also given, so that if suppose, okay, so this is the time difference between the time, because he's having I mean, if the speed is 30, then he's late, and if the speed is 40, then he is 10 minutes earlier. So this is the time, and wherein if I'll be converting this in the hours, so 30 by 60, which is nothing but 1 by 2 hours. 1 by 2 hours. Okay. So now let's get on with the thing. Okay. Average speed we have to find. I mean, actually, we have to find the distance, that is d. Okay, now let's do one thing, that d by 20, sorry, speed minus d by 40, which is equal to 1 by 2. We can solve this equation. Time, because we are having the difference of time, that is 1.5 hour. So this is nothing but the speed of first case and speed of second case. Okay, so here this will become uh, 4d minus 3d, which is equal to 800. 60. Okay. 4d minus 3d is equal to 60, because cross multiplication. Okay, so this was the answer. 40 into 30 would be 120, and obviously 120 will get divided by this 2, so 60. Okay, now d is equal to 60, मतलब हमारा distance is nothing but 60 kilometer. So entire distance is 60 kilometer. House and college के बीच there will be 60 kilometer का distance. What did we do? We take a distance as d, uh, time, which was time difference. This is the time difference. Okay, so time difference is 20 and 10, so 30 minutes for the entire, I mean, if in both the cases. So that is why this will become 30 by 60, that is 1.5 hour. Okay, now as in we were aware that this is the formula for speed, sorry, time. T is equal to S by D. Sorry, D by S. Okay. So through this we have found this one, that this is a distance by speed 1 and distance by speed 2. Distance is constant in both the cases, because obviously distance will never change in between home and college. So it will be just like that. Okay, now let's move a little more ahead. Okay, just give me a moment.
Hello? I'm not able to hear you.
I was just putting on my charger, so I've kept my mic off. Okay. Now let's get on to the another question. Okay. Look at this. The question says a boy is walking at a speed of 20 km per hour, reaches school 30 minutes late. Next time he increases his speed by 4 km, but he is still late by 10 minutes. So find the distance from the home and from the school from his home. Okay. Now in this case the question will be some, I mean the way of solving the question will be same, but here he is getting late. Okay, he's not reaching earlier. So even after increasing the speed, okay, the speed is 20 km per hour in first case. But even if he is increasing the speed, then also he is getting late only. So in that case, what will we be doing? Okay, distance go, let's consider as d only. Okay, and this time difference, obviously we will be what we did in the previous question, we have added the times. Okay, but here in this case what will we be doing? 30 minus 10, because he is still getting late even after increasing the speed. So now this will become 20, and if I'll be converting this in I'll be converting this into hours, then this will become 20 by 60, which is nothing but 1 by 3. Okay, 1 by 3 hours. Okay, now the speed. First journey, the speed was 20 kilometer, and second journey, his speed was 4 kilometers increase, 4 kilometer per hour, and is increased. Okay, so speed is equal to 20 plus 4. Speed 2. This is S2. Okay. This will become 24. Okay. 24 km per hour. Speed 1 is already given. So let's get on to the thing directly. Time is given, we have distance, and we have speeds also. So d by 20, d by 20 minus d by 24, minus d by 24 only, and which is equal to 1 by 3, because that's the gap of time. Okay, this much time is reduced. So now see, this will become 6d minus 5d, which is equal to 120. No, 1 minute. Sorry. This will become 40. Okay, 40. because obviously this will give me answer as, let me just write down, 120 divided by 3. So this will give answer as D is equal to 40 kilometer. Okay, so D has given me answer as 40 kilometer. What did we do? We just multiplied it in a like crossed multiply. Okay, so 6D minus 5D is equal to 120 by 3. Obviously, LCM of 24 and 20 will be 120. Now let's get on to the another question. Now, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now Sonu and Monu travel from point P to Q. Okay. Source is P and Q is the destination. A distance of 42 kilometer. Complete distance is of 42 kilometer. At 6 kilometer per hour and 8 kilometer per hour respectively. So Sonu ka speed will be 6 and Monu ka speed will be 8. Monu reaches Q Monu reaches Q first and returns immediately and meets Sonu at R. R is some other point. Okay, so find the distance from point P to R. There is nothing like P or R or anything given. Okay, now let's see. Look at this. If there is questions about these things, okay, then you need to find certain point which is there somewhere in the journey or maybe apart from the journey. Okay, then in that case, what would you be doing? So in that case, there is a straight formula which I'll be telling you. Here, the formula would be distance between P and R is equal to 2 times of distance multiplied by, this is the complete multiplication, a by a plus b. Okay, so this is the straight formula wherein if you need to find out the distance from point P to R, then in that case, 2 times of distance because one is returning immediately. So for that case, in that case, you have to consider this thing that 2 times of the distance, 2 times of the distance will be A. This A is nothing but 42, 6 kilometer and B is nothing but 8 kilometer. So in that case, we have to find out because Monu is the one who is reaching out like again. So, Mo is the one who is reaching first and he is again immediately returning. So, that is why. Okay. Distance, just a moment. Okay.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. Now, look at this. Distance traveled by A. That means Sonu. See, there are two different people, so we cannot go with the same formula. Okay, so for that reason, we have to consider that one person is traveling with the same, to the same point, and another person is also traveling. So that, look at this, Sonu and Monu both are there. Okay, so let's just get on to this. And distance traveled by B. Okay, just copy this formula down and paste it down again. Okay, why did I do that? because distance here it will be b. Okay, now look at this. This is the distance traveled by Sonu and this is the distance traveled by Monu. So this will become, how much would it be? 2 into, uh, okay, 2 into a by a plus b. Okay, 2 into a by 2 into d into a by a plus b. So then 2 into d, that is 42. 2 into 42 मतलब हो जाएगा 84. 84 multiplied by a. A is 6 and 6 plus 8 मतलब होगा 14. 6 by 14, which is nothing but, so this will become 84 and just a moment. Okay, so this is nothing but 36 kilometer. Okay, this is how, I mean, see, look at this. Distance traveled by P and R. Okay, that is Sonu is going to P and R because Monu reaches the Q first. Okay, Monu is reaching to the Q, but wherein because Sonu is having lesser speed, so that he will reach late, so that he will be there in between P and Q. So let's see. Let's see. See, if this is the distance, that means this point is P and this point is Q. And another thing, okay, here I'll be drawing another line and which is saying ki that here there is somewhere in between there is R as well. Okay. Okay, now look at this. These things are there, okay? Now look, this is point P. Consider this as point P, and here there is Q. Okay, here there is Q. And somewhere around this, there might be R. Okay, somewhere in the middle of P and Q, there might be R. So, for that reason, we have to consider one thing, that even if the R and P are there, okay, so Mono is reaching Q first, okay, and he is returned immediately and meet Sonu at R. So here there might be Sonu somewhere. So जहाँ पर point R है, then we have to find out that distance. Okay, and if I'm putting this here in between, so there, I mean, here in place somewhere will be R. So that is why. Okay, so this would be the distance and this would be thing. We have to consider this thing this way, that R is somewhere in the middle of it. So we have to find the distance which Sonu has covered. Okay, so we have found out that there is a distance of 36 kilometers, but in case B was Monu, so we there is no need of finding the distance traveled by Monu. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Mono's reaching to Q and returning back. So that.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is clear.
Okay. Now look at this. A policeman sees a chain snatcher at a distance of 50 meters. Okay, he's seeing a chain catcher at a distance of 50 meters. He starts chasing the chain snatcher, who is running at a speed of 2 meter per second. Okay, while the policeman chasing with a speed of 4 meter per second. So find the distance covered by the chain snatcher when he is caught by the policeman. There is a policeman and a chain snatcher. Now, uh, here there is a straight formula which I'll give you. Distance required. We'll be calling it the distance required. That will be D. This is D. This is the direct formula wherein distance is there, then uh, speed of the first one and the speed of second and the first one. Now B would always be a policeman, A will always be a chain snatcher. Okay, so here this will become 50 multiplied by A is 2 by 4 minus 2. This will become 2. So here the distance would be 50 meters only. Okay. This was 4 minus 2. Okay, 4 minus 2 is 2. That's why 50 meters is the required distance. In case if the chain snatcher is, for example, just a moment, I'll give you an example as well. Okay. Look at this. If in case the values are quite different, like this is 200 and speed of chain snatcher would be 16 and this is kilometer per hour, 8 minutes. And here is he is having speed of 20 kilometer per hour. Then in that case, how would we be finding out? So formula will remain same, but just the values will get differ. 200 and here it was 16 and 20 minus 16. This will be 4. So the answer would be 200 into 16. 200 into 16 is 3200. 3200 divided by 4. Okay, divided by 4, matlab the answer would be 800 meters. Okay, so 800 meters is the answer in this case. All right. Now let's get on to the another question, which says a man sets out to cycle from point A to Q. At the same time, another man start to cycle from point Q to P. After passing each other, they complete their journeys in 9 hours and 4 hours respectively. So find the speed of first man to that of second man. Okay, ratio of the speeds. Okay, now look at this. Here, see what is there? 9 kilometer and 4 hours respectively. Okay, the time is given, and we have to find the ratio of the speed. Okay, as we are aware, speed and time are inversely proportional. Okay, so if the ratio of the time is x is to y, then the ratio of speeds will be, of course, will be inversed. Okay, so that would be y is to x. And because we have to find out, because one man is going from P to Q and another one is coming from Q to P. So in that case, we have to keep this thing in mind. Key, there are two different mans, that is A and B. Okay. Now A's speed, B's speed will be equal to, here there will be root of y because it will be square. Okay. So I'll just do one thing, that root of y is to root of x. Root of y is to root of x would be the thing. Okay, because ratio का speed है. And again, y roots, because this will be here, it will get squared. So we have to find the roots of it. So that is why. Now look at this. If at all, I'll be finding the answer. The ratio of speeds. Root y. Root y means root 4. Root 4.
Ma'am, can you please explain this part again? Why we are taking roots?
Okay. Here, see. How do we define speed? Is we define speed is to x by y. Okay. And b ka speed will again be x and y. Okay. By y. These are doubled. Okay. And if we are taking it, so we have to do, I mean, this will become x to the power 2 and y to the power 2. And so that we are taking the roots of it. If the speed is x and time is y, then. So that is why. This is the only reason why we are taking roots of it. Because A and B, there are two people. That's what I'm just telling you. कि दो लोग हैं वहां पर. If there are two people, then there will be speed of, I mean, x is distance and y is the time. So here again, the distance will remain same and time will be obviously constant. Okay, so that is why this thing is there. So if at all I'll need to find this out, so we have to do the root of it.
Okay.
Ratio of the speed of first man to that of second man. So that is why. So that's what we are doing. And if at all, okay. Now look at this. If I'll be doing root of y is 4 and 9 is x. Okay. So here it will be root 4 is to y, root x, which is nothing but 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3. Okay. So the answer is 2 is to 3. Now let's get on to the other example. Did you understood this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here look at this. A man increases his speed 7 by 5 times of his original speed and reaches his office 20 minutes before the fixed time. Then find the usual time taken by him. Okay. He is increasing his speed by how much time? 7 by 5 times. So let's consider x by y is equal to 7 by 5. Okay. Here x, and from this we can consider x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 5. Okay, and t जो time है, that is time taken, time difference is 20 minutes earlier. Okay, so this one. So here there is again a straight formula. Now look at this. Uh, there are two different cases. Case one is nothing but, I need your bullet points. In case one, if y is greater than x, if y is greater than x, then required time will be equal to x into t by y minus x. Okay, and if x is greater than y, then required time will be x into t by x minus y. Okay, so in this case, what is there? Is x greater or y greater? So x is greater. So that what I'll do, I'll just do the this wala case. Okay, so required time is equal to x into t. X is equal to 7 into time is 20 by x minus y. So this will become 2. So here it will be 70 minutes. Okay, so time taken by him would be 70 minutes because this time is in minutes. So that is why the time will be in minutes only. We are not converting anything. Okay. So look at this. If, like, we have to keep this in ratio always, that distance by time. So 7 by 5 times of his original speed. So speed is nothing but x by y. So x by y is 7 by 5, which is equal to x is 7 and y is 5, and time is given, that is 20 minutes. And if x is greater than y, then we have to convert, like we have to go with this equation, and if it is lesser than y, I mean, then we have to go with this equation. Now let's move a little more ahead. Look at this. A distance between A and B is 72 kilometer. Now, two men started walking from A and B at at the same time towards each other. Okay, they are walking towards each other. Now, the person started from A, traveled uniformly with the average speed of 4 kilometer. Okay, now while the other man traveled with varying speed as follows. In first hour, his speed was, I'll just do it. In first hour, his speed was 2 kilometer. In second hour, his speed was 2.5 kilometer, and in third hour, his speed was 3 kilometer per hour. So, sorry, in second hour 2.5, first hour it was 2 kilometer, and in third hour it was 3 kilometer, and so on. So when will they meet each other? So we have to find the time wherein they will be meeting each other. So let's just try solving this out as well. Okay, now look at this. The question was saying that towards each other, that means they are walking from opposite directions. Okay, because they are moving in the different, I mean, what should I say? I mean, from different directions, that's why they are walking towards each other. Okay. So the relative speed of both, okay, the relative speed of both will be obviously will get added. Okay. Case 1, relative speed will be, how much would it be? So look at this. The person who is traveling from A, his speed is constant, but the man who is traveling from B, he is having three different speeds. So case 1 would be this one. So here this will be 4 plus 2. So this will become 6 kilometer per hour. Case 2, 4 plus 2.5, which is equal to 6.5. Case 3, it will become 4 plus 3. So this will become 7 kilometer per hour. Okay. So this is the thing. Now look at this. I mean, he is actually his speed is actually getting increased by zero point 0.5 in every hour. Okay, his speed will get increased by zero point 0.5 in every hour. So अगर case 4 होगा तो there will be speed of 7.5. Case 5 होगा तो the speed will be 8. So we can say that this is the arithmetic progression. This is the way of arithmetic progression. So in that case, let's consider arithmetic progression start as 6, okay, and d d is equal to 0 0.5 because in every hour his speed is getting increased by zero point 0.5 kilometer. So that is what the thing is. Okay, and one more thing. When will they meet each other, we have to find this out. Okay, and the distance is 72 kilometer. So let's say that number of times, I mean number of required hours to travel 72 kilometer will be n. Okay, so n. Now according to the formula, arithmetic progression wala formula says n by 2 bracket 2 times of a, this is 2 times of a plus n minus 1 of d. Okay, so this is the thing. Now this is the formula. We are done with the formula. Let's put down the values and find out the answer. Now here, do not forget, I mean, total distance is also given. Okay, so arithmetic progression ka formula according according to formula for arithmetic progression, total distance will be this much. Okay,
Ma'am, do we have to memorize this formula of arithmetic progression?
we have to, because then only we can solve. As in, we have already, I mean, we have many things in mind, but then see, there is no other way because no one is going to give you the list of formulas. So we have to memorize everything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Total distance is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 of d. Okay. Now let's just find out what is d. D, this is small d. Okay. Okay. Here it is total distance is 72 n by 2. N by 2 will be n by 2 only because n is not given. We have to find number of times. So when will they meet? That's what we have to find. Okay. Now 2 times of a. 2 times of a matlab there will be this will be 12 plus n minus 1. N minus 1 will be as it is. And d is nothing but 0.5. Okay. Now, okay. Look at this. This 2 is in the denominator. So if at all I'll be multiplying it with this one. So this will give me answer as 144 is equal to 12 times of n plus uh, 0.5 n square minus 0.5 n. I'm just expanding this bracket, okay? I'm not doing anything else. Okay. How this n square came up? Because this n will get multiplied with all of the another things, which are there in the bracket. So that this n square will be there. Because here, if at all I'll be multiplying this 0.5 with n, so it will be 0.5 n. And if this n will get added, so it will become 0.5 n square. Now this. Okay. Uh, let's just do one thing. Let's multiply this with 2. So this will become 288, which is equal to 24n plus, just do one thing. Okay. Okay, this is the thing. Now, okay, again, quadratic equations. Let's solve the quadratic equation because this has become in the form of that. Okay. Now it will become plus 24n minus n, 23n, 23n minus 288, which is equal to 0. You can here use calculators. So you will get one thing that n, let me just use it to, you'll get two different brackets. Okay. Here there will be something and another, of course, let me just do one thing. Okay. Another thing would be n minus something again. Okay. So we have to find this out and it is equal to 0. So here, one value which I am getting is 9 and another value which I am getting is n plus 32. Okay. Okay, these are the values which I'm getting. So look at this. Here, from here, n will be equal to n and n is equal to minus 32 as well. But this obviously will never get into negation. So negative things we have to ignore because n cannot be negative. So in case if n cannot be negative, then n is equal to 9 will be the only answer. Okay, now distance of what we were supposed to find, distance of the distance of 72 kilometer, how much time will they take to cover that much distance. So in that case, look at this. When will they meet each other? So they'll meet each other at in 9 hours. Of course 9 hours will be taken by them to cover that 72 kilometers ka distance, but distance 72 kilometer, person from A was having 4 kilometer ka speed. So here in this case, how much time will be there? A will take 9 into 4 because उनका speed ही उतना है. ठीक है, A का speed is 4 only. So that is why this will become 36. Okay, 36 kilometer of course. And for B, okay, for B, क्योंकि B का speed is getting is not constant, so that let's just consider कि A का speed will be there. ठीक है. Now, why aren't we considering B का speed? Because it is varying. Point to point it is varying from one place to another. In 1 hour it is 6, in second it is something else, it is in third hour it is again something else. So that, okay, now look at this key. If b want to meet if b want to meet A, okay, if b want to meet A, then he has to cover 36 kilometer to reach A. Okay, so the question about when they will meet each other. So A and B will meet after 36 kilometers. Okay, A and B will meet after 36 kilometer because this guy B will take 9 hours to complete the entire journey.
So do we subtract 72 minus 36?
No, there is no need of subtracting. See, if we're just finding out that 72 ka half is nothing but 36 only. So
So
we can do it that way.
in case the question comes in that, so I am asking.
No, no, no need to do that because if at all we are just talking about the speed of A because speed of A is constant and that's why A will reach at 36 first and B will obviously his speed will get increasing, so then he has to reach to 36 only so that they can meet in the midway of the entire journey. Okay, so these people will be meeting at the midway. Okay, now let's get on to the last problem.
Last question took a little long time because we are using formula and solving the quadratic
Exactly.
equation.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
are we going to get that much time over there also?
Yes. See, that's why I'm telling you. As much as you'll be practicing, you'll be having enough time to get accurate answers. See, everything, even mathematics, is based on practicing. If at all you will leave the practice, you won't be able to clear it. You won't be able to manage the time. You have very limited time, whether 60 minutes or 70 minutes. I mean, whether you're going for computer based or paper based, so that you have very limited time and you have multiple questions even over there. So 40 or 50 questions. So 40 and 50 questions are enough to solve these kind of things. But then if the complexity is increasing, the only key is to practice. Practice only will lead you to the right answer in just no time. So that's the thing. And here, see, wherever there was straight formulas, I was able to tell you the straight formulas even. But if at all, see, in this question I told you that there is another way of solving this. He just put down the straight formula and find out the answer. But in such questions there will be no other way. Okay, so for that you have to spare that much enough time. So that's not the, I mean, there is no other way rather than solving this.
Okay.
But we have to practice. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए that you are studying it now and you are not even practicing and you are not even looking at it and you are just going for an exam and you are saying ki, let me give the exam because I know everything. Even if you know everything, but then also we have to keep this thing in mind ki practice only will lead us to the better answers, and then just quickly, okay, in some time only. Okay, now look at this one. Two cars start together in the same direction from same place. The first goes with a uniform speed of 10 kilometer per hour. Second goes at a speed of 8 kilometer per hour in first hour, and increase speed by half kilometer after each succeeding hour. After how many hours will the second car overtake the first if they both go non-stop? Okay. Same direction, same place. Relative speed will be subtracted. Okay, because same direction. First, two cars, one car ka uniform speed is 10, second car ka speed is again reducing and sorry, it is gaining. So again we have to go with arithmetic progression only. Okay, so let's just try solving this out. 10 kilometer per hour was the speed. So 10 times of uh, n. Okay, this is 1 minute. Because see, even if the second car has started with a lesser speed, but it is gaining half kilometer ka speed in each hour. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. That means if it is 8 in first hour, then in second hour it would be 8.5. In third hour it would be 9. In fourth hour it would be 9.5. That means it is gaining. But this car is again being the one at a constant speed. So for that, let's just do one thing. Uh, okay, because in how many hours the second car will overtake the first one. Let the second car overtakes the first car in 10 hours. Okay. Okay. Now let's just do one thing. Distance covered by first car and distance covered by second car. We have to find the time actually, so that we cannot go with this thing. I mean, we can go with the same thing because it is gaining 1.5, point 5, point 5. So let's do one thing, because distance is not given. In first case there was distance, so we could have found out. Now here let us consider 10 times of n, time, time into the speed, speed into time. This is the distance. This is speed and time, and v2 will be equal to, distance was 8 first in first hour, plus 8.5 in second hour plus uh, this will become 9 in second hour, third hour. उसके बाद this will keep continuing. I mean, of course, it will be okay. So this will become like this. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let me just put this as 810 plus. Obviously, arithmetic progression. If at all, I'll be putting down something like this. This is in the first hour. Second hour by 2. Okay. And in third hour, in fourth hour. This is in the first hour, second hour, third hour, and so on. Okay. Now look at this. This will be, I'll be writing this as first hour mein it would be constant. So that is why we took it as 8n. Second hour mein it is getting half. So this, okay. So this, that's what we have wrote. Now अब देखो, ठीक है. Let's just do one thing. 10n is equal to this thing. Because racing चल रही है, they have to start in same manner, in the same, with the same speed. Now this was the thing. Let me just carry it forward. Look at this. Now if I am just putting this down, so this will become 10n is equal to 8n plus 1 by 2 n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay. Why n minus 1 by 2? Because obviously this is the progression. This, it is progressing. So that n into n minus 1 by 2. Now, if I'll solve this one, I'll get answer as 2n is equal to 1 by 4 n into n plus 1. This 10n minus 8n, that is why 2n. यहाँ पे we are considering 1 by 4 bracket n to the power 2. Okay. Minus n. N square minus n. So this will become 2n. 2n into 4. 8n is equal to, again the same thing will be there. Okay. So 8 is equal to n minus, which is equal to n is equal to 7. Sorry, n is equal to 9, not 7. Okay. Look at this. हमने कुछ नहीं किया है. We have just done one thing. Because here they were saying कि same direction from the same place and uh, they are going for, see, same direction, same place. Same place means the same distance. Okay. Now, first goes with the uniform speed. So, in first case, his speed will be 10 into n because the time taken. Okay. The time taken by the second car to overtake the first one is n hours. Okay. Now, this is justified properly. Okay. So, distance is equal to 10 into n. Okay, this is the speed and time, and distance of second, which is equal to 8. First its speed was 8, and in second hour, every succeeding hour his speed is getting increased by half. So so this is the another speed. Okay, this is the third speed, matlab in third hour this will be his speed, and so on. Okay, till what? Till n. Okay, till n. Speed would be there till n. Okay. Now look at this. Sorry. This will become 8 plus n minus 1 by 2. 8 plus n minus 1 by 2. Why n minus 1 by 2? Because of course this has to be there. Okay. This is the first hour, second hour, third hour, and so on. That's why. Okay, now look at this. So what did we do? We have considered this one only. Okay. Now we have wrote it this way: 8 into n plus 1 by 2, because every hour it is getting, like, look at this. Just because this one, just because this statement, we have done this. 1 by 2 is 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on. Okay, n minus 1 till n minus 1. Now 10n, which is the speed of first car, is equal to second car because they are racing. Okay, with the same direction, same speed. That's why. Okay. Now, as in their relative speed will be subtracted. Okay. What did I do? Is n. I have kept these many things as n only, n into n by n minus 1 plus by 2. So this will become, okay, and so on. After getting this equation, I tried solving this one. Okay, 10 minus 8n. 10 minus 8n has given me the answer as 2n, and this says this was same. Now this, how this 1 by 4 came up? So this 2 is get multiplied with 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 will be 1 by 4. So that this will be there. Okay, and so on, we have got the answer. Okay, did you understand or you have any problem?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, clear. So then we are at the end of our session. This is the practice work. Practice work wherein if you want to, I mean, I'll be sharing some questions in the Google Classroom and you have to practice it over there. Okay. And also you have to submit it back to me. Okay. Now that's it for the day. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am.